So very good evening to all of you, the students. And now we are going to summarize the lesson number 4, the enemy. The lesson belongs to the period when there was the World War. I think World War first, when America and Japan were bitter enemy. And there are the important character in this story, Dr. Sadao, Hana, and the white American soldier along with Sadao's father. Sadao was a Japanese and his father chief concern was to get him as a doctor, for which he had struggled a lot, and he wanted him to a doctor. For the further study, he sent him to America, where he learnt about medicine. An American professor taught him to save a man as long as possible without any discrimination either on the race, culture, or any racial background or about on the country. After all, Sadao returned to Japan not only as a surgeon but also scientist. In the same period, Sadao and Hana had a meeting, and it was by chance Sadao was invited to an American professor where Hana was already there. Hana was an American medical student and was already there at the professor's house where Sadao went, and they became friends. Their friendship became closer and closer, and finally it was so close that they were ready to get married. They did not marry very early, but they returned to Japan, and Sadao's father arranged the marriage in Japanese ways. After that, they lived together with happiness. Meanwhile, an incident took place that when both were at their roof, they saw a man floating in sea water. They got down and found out the American war prisoner. They were in dilemma whether they save him or not. And after all, being a human being, they felt pity on the man and took him to their house, where Sadao and Hana, though they did not like to do something for them, but after all, Sadao decided to operate him as he was seriously injured. Before operation, Sadao was in dilemma whether to operate him or not. Even he was unable to find out the fact why he was going to save the man, an American prisoner who was his enemy. But after all, Sadao decided to operate him. During this period, Hana cooperated him very well, and Sadao asked Hana to get closer to him as the white man needed anesthesia during the period of surgery. Hana helped Sadao to do as he had instructed, and after all, after a hard work, Sadao succeeded to get the bullet out of the white man's body. And during this period, Sadao was just like a normal surgeon, forgot even that he was his enemy. And when Sadao operated him very well, the man got recovered. As soon as the man got recovered, Sadao remembered of his promise as a countryman. It was his duty as a countryman to inform the police or general. So, in this perspective, Sadao sent the white man. Sadao did not send, rather, he thought about it to inform the old general. He informed about the presence of the white man in his house to the general. The general, who was treated by Sadao, that's why he told Sadao that he would save him every possible way without any execution. And he told him that he would send 2 murderers at any planned night to kill him and manage all the things. Sadao waited for the murderers, but they could not come, as the general forgot the promise and he did not send them. And finally, When Sadao understood the thing, he decided the man to save him again. He decided to send him his own native country where he lived. And for this, he secretly bought the belongings for the white man from the market and arranged a boat where all the belongings were loaded on it. And he gave the white man his own torch which he used during the operation. And he informed him to signal him once if everything was safe, as it was a necessary thing for him. But he instructed him not to signal at night because he would be observed. He told him to wait for a Korean ship, and after all, the things will be managed. During the situation, when Sadao was in such a condition, another part we have to know that during this process, the gardener, Yumi, the cook, and other servant left Sadao's house. In such a critical situation, Hana was not accustomed to do the hard labor of the kitchen. But anyhow, she managed the things very well. She did not find herself in such a situation to be hopeless. Rather, she managed the things. Even Sadao also cooperated her well. Both of them helped each other to face such kind of challenges in life. And the gardener was suspected for this on his own young master Sadao. The servant thought that for so many years they lived in America and they forgot the duty as a countryman and as a patriot. But Sadao understood the things very well. Now the question arises, as far as the Sadao's character is concerned, it is the most important question from this chapter. Sadao had performed every values, and for the sake of all this, as a doctor, he treated his own patient, though he was his enemy, but did not show any partiality or any indifference to it. Rather, he treated well to the white man. And finally, as a doctor, he helped him to save his life. And as far as the countryman is concerned, he reported the general about the presence of the white man, and he did not show any partiality or any secret here. Rather, he reported to the old general. So, as a countryman, he performed this job. As a human being, Sadao did what his inner feeling communicated to him. And after all, this chapter, the enemy here justified the things that humanity is supreme all over this. Though the white man was his enemy, an American soldier, but as a human being, he was doing his own duty. And as a doctor, Sadao was doing his own duty. But Sadao was in dilemma of doing his dual duty, first as a doctor and second as a countryman. As a doctor, he was taught by American professor to save a man as long as possible, without any discrimination or difference on the basis of culture, religion, or any native country. So after all, Sadao did what his professor had taught him. And on the other hand, it was his duty to report what happened, especially with him, as it was a patriot feelings to the country, and it was his duty as a countryman to surrender the white man to the general. So he reported the general about the presence of all this. Now we have a quick summary in Hindi about the lesson, the enemy. The lesson, the enemy. सप्लीमेंट्री के चौथे पार्ट से उद्धृत द एनमी, जिसका नाम है शत्रु। ये कहानी उस विश्व युद्ध की है जब अमेरिका और जापान दुश्मन थे। यहाँ पर जापान का एक बालक है जिसका नाम सडाओ है, जिसके पिता की सबसे बड़ी चिंता थी कि वह उसे पढ़ा लिखा करके एक डॉक्टर बनाए। जापान में चिकित्सा पद्धति इतनी त्वरित नहीं थी, इसलिए उन्होंने उसे पढ़ाई के लिए अमेरिका भेजा। अमेरिका जाने पर उसे अमेरिका के चिकित्सा विज्ञान के प्रोफेसर ने पूरी तरीके से शिक्षित किया, चिकित्सा में, एनाटॉमी में, शरीर रचना क्रिया विज्ञान में, और उसे निर्देशित किया कि एक डॉक्टर का कर्तव्य है आने वाले जो व्यक्ति है, जितना अगर घायल है तो जितने लंबे समय तक हो सके उसकी रक्षा की जाए, जात के आधार पर, नस्ल के आधार पर, किसी देश के आधार पर न की जाए, अपितु उसकी जान बचाई जाए। और इसी दौरान सडाओ की मुलाकात अमेरिका के एक विद्यार्थी, एक लड़की जिसका नाम हना था, जिससे उसकी मुलाकात हुई। संयोगवश सडाओ को भी अमेरिकन प्रोफेसर के द्वारा घर पर आमंत्रित किया गया था, जहाँ पर हना पहले से मौजूद थी। दोनों की मुलाकात हुई और दोनों मित्रता में बंध गए। धीरे धीरे उनकी मित्रता इतनी नज़दीक होती गई कि वे वैवाहिक दाम्पत्य सूत्र की ओर आ गए। लेकिन उन्होंने कोई जल्दबाजी नहीं की। फिर जब वे जापान पहुँचे तो उनके पिता ने पूरी तरीके से शादी का जो प्रबंध था वो जापानी तरीके से किया और वो एक परिवार के रूप में साथ साथ रहने लगे। इसी दरमियान उन्हें जब वे छत पर टहल रहे थे तो उन्हें एक व्यक्ति पानी में तैरता हुआ दिखाई दिया। जब वे नीचे आए तो उन्होंने आग पहचाना तो देखा कि वो अमेरिका का युद्ध का एक कैदी था, एक अमेरिकन था जो उनका दुश्मन था। दोनों इस दुविधा में पड़ गए कि इस आदमी का क्या किया जाए। वो आदमी दिखने में मासूम लगता था कि उस पर हना को दया आ गई और फिर सडाओ और हना दोनों उसको अपने कमरे में लेकर के आए और अंततः डॉक्टर सडाओ ने एक डॉक्टर होने के नाते उसका ऑपरेशन किया और पूरी तरह से उसका इलाज किया। जब वो पूरी तरह से जो है ठीक हो गया तो डॉक्टर सडाओ ने बूढ़े जनरल को सूचना पहुंचा दी कि एक सशक्त व्यक्ति एक रात उसके घर आया था और उसने उसका पूरी तरीके से इलाज किया। बूढ़ा जनरल इस बात पर पूरी तरीके से और भी आश्वस्त हो गया। उसने सडाओ से कहा कि अगर उस बूढ़े जनरल को एक बार बेहोशी की स्थिति भी आ जाए तो उसे सडाओ पर यह भरोसा हो गया कि स्वाभाविक रूप से वो उसे मारने नहीं देगा। और वो हंसा कि आपका व्यक्तित्व ही ऐसा है कि आप इतना अच्छा काम कर रहे हो, और उसे आश्वासन दिया कि वो चिंतित ना हो, उसके खिलाफ कोई कार्रवाई नहीं होगी। आपित वो 2 हत्यारों को भेज देगा किसी रात को जो उसको अंदर ही अंदर मार करके उसकी लाश को भी गायब कर देंगे। सडाओ मन ही मन संकुचित हुआ, लेकिन जो बूढ़ा जनरल था वो इस वादे को भूल गया और आखिरकार सडाओ ने उसको उसके स्वदेश भेजने का पूरी तरीके से प्रबंध कर दिया और उसके लिए बाजार से आवश्यक सामग्री खरीदी और उसे एक नौका का प्रबंध करके उस पर सारी सामग्री को रख दिया और रखने के बाद उसे निर्देशानुसार अपनी टार्च दे दी जिसको वो चिकित्सा के समय इस्तेमाल करता था और उससे कहा कि गोधूल बेला से पहले वो उसे उस टार्च से एक बार संकेत कर देना कि सब कुछ ठीक है और वो एक कोरियाई जहाज़ का इंतजार करेगा, लेकिन निर्देशित ये किया कि रात के अंधेरे में न करे अन्यथा वो देख लिया जाएगा। इसके उपरांत ये जो पाठ है इसमें नौकर का भी हम जिक्र करेंगे, जिसमें यूमी जो रसोइया था, एक बूढ़ा माली था और अन्य जो नौकर थे ये सब उस समय पर छोड़कर चले गए जिस समय सडाओ ने उस आदमी की चिकित्सा की। लेकिन हना एक ऐसी लड़की जो इन कठिन कार्यों को करने में अभ्यस्त नहीं थी, उसने बड़ी बहादुरी से इन परिस्थितियों का सामना किया, सडाओ की हर संभव मदद की और वो इन परिस्थितियों में उसके साथ थी। उसने कभी भी अपनी हिम्मत नहीं हारी और बहादुरी से हर चीज़ का मुकाबला किया। तो सडाओ का जो चरित्र है वो अपने आप में इसमें श्रेष्ठ है ही है, साथ ही साथ हना का भी चरित्र भी अपने आप में श्रेष्ठ है। दोनों ने मिल करके इस परिस्थिति का डटकर मुकाबला किया। ये पाठ इस ओर इंगित करता है कि सर्वप्रथम एक मानव होने के नाते कोई भी व्यक्ति है उसकी रक्षा करना उसका दायित्व है। एक चिकित्सक होने के नाते उसका ये दायित्व है कि बिना किसी भेदभाव के वो किसी की भी रक्षा करे। ये इस पाठ का सारांश था। इस पाठ को पुनः एक बार आप अध्ययन करेंगे। कहीं पर कोई भी चीज़ अगर आपको असहज लगती है तो उसके बारे में आप कमेंट के माध्यम से सूचित करें या किसी अन्य माध्यम से आप सूचित कर सकते हैं। आपके उन समस्त प्रविष्टियों को समय पा करके उसका निदान किया जाएगा। अब आप आगे के लिए प्रतीक्षित रहेंगे और पूरी तरीके से इसका अवलोकन करेंगे। धन्यवाद।